What's going on, everybody? It is IBB James, and I am very excited to be here with you today for another episode of the hashtag IBB Top 3
Trilogy.
Ooh, I like the trilogy. Get at me. All right, sorry. So I'm here with Alex Zinni, and you own your own business.
Mm-hmm.
You also play in a band, Bro Dylan. Check him out.
Check him out.
I was just rocking out to his album earlier today. So a lot of people say, well, how are you so motivated and energy? Why do you have so much energy? Blah, blah, blah. It's because Bro Dylan keeps me moving. All right, let's be serious. So
let's be real now.
And yeah, so we'll talk a little more about that. But why don't you tell us a little more quickly about what you do, a little more your background, and then we'll dive into numero uno.
Yeah, so I started my own business recently called Alpha Key Digital, and do website design, social media, and search engine optimization, all that
SEO
stuff.
For all you buzzword people out there.
SEO, period. But yeah, so that's a new endeavor that I got into. I used to work at the Willoughby Western Lake County Chamber of Commerce.
Which is where we met.
Which is how we met.
You know.
And I designed some websites, and I did their website, and it kind of like sparked a passion within me. I'm a real creative type person.
Yes.
And creativity is really important.
And being in a band.
You kind of
need that stuff.
You gotta be creative.
Yes.
And so that's when I decided that I really liked building like websites. It's really interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I got an entrepreneurial type spirit, and I'm like, I'm doing this thing.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
But and also playing a band, Bro Dylan, that you were mentioning.
Bro Dylan.
And Bro Dylan, we're a three-piece power rock trio.
Power.
Hashtag
power rock trio.
Yeah, don't forget it.
You are also a trilogy.
We're also a trilogy.
Very cool.
Each one of us are our own force of the trilogy. And I play guitar and sing and write a lot of the songs. So that's a great passion of mine.
Very cool, man. Very cool. I feel like we're like the same person in two different bodies, because that's when I played in Dear Jimmy, that's actually how I met Erica.
Mm-hmm.
But in college, I was in Life After August, which was
bands get the girls, everybody.
You're a band. Other bands get the with Erica, yes.
That's cool. That's awesome.
All the other bands, we weren't that great. So, but at least I wasn't. But the songwriting, again, that like creativity and all the things, that entrepreneurial spirit. So like you do original songs, you do some, I'm assuming some other songs, but for me in high school I was in a band, and then same thing in college, and it was just kind of, you don't realize it. That's your first entrepreneurial experience.
Absolutely.
Is being in a band. And actually the gentleman that recruited me in the business and what I do now, he's like, I know you'll make it. And I was like, how? And he's like, because you've kept the band together for so long.
Right on.
And I was like, I don't understand how that makes any sense. But now looking back, that's the thing, is like, when you are writing your own music and you're booking the gigs and you're marketing, you're marketing, you're recruiting, you're this, you're that, your own human resources, the bassist is mad at the drummer, and you're going to be like, all right, we got to fix this, like it just... Yep. And so just kind of, it's your first intro into the insanity that is real life.
That is real life.
So, but I'm sorry, I'm just so excited. And this shirt, I don't know if you can see it, it's a gentleman in a suit, and it's just the skeleton.
Right.
And he's all professional. And I believe I wrote it within my first 5 years of my career. And I always talk about first 5 years of my career. It was just, I said... And just because I thought it was what you were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
No more James Schleicher. No more creativity.
Right.
No, I have to be business all the time. And I died.
Mm-hmm.
I literally, my soul, I just said, don't need that anymore.
Right.
You don't talk to James Schleicher because he's not successful. He's just a dumb kid in a band.
Mm-hmm.
That's, what I'm saying? Like, no one's going to ever take him seriously. But this speaks so much to me. This was me for the first 5 years of my career.
Nice.
And I might never take this shirt off. So thank you. But yeah, and there was a song I wrote, it was Alive on the Outside, Dead on the Inside. And it was just weird. Like, and I remember, I couldn't explain it, but it's just how I was feeling. So thank you. Check out Bro Dylan. Check him out. This has been a whole video about me, which is not the point. So before I say anything else and ruin this anymore,
yes,
Top key to success, go.
Okay, well, gonna bounce off the idea. So I want to talk a little bit about that image there.
Yes.
And what it means to me and how I came up with it. So the name of the album that image is from that we wrote is called Crisis. And the reason it's called Crisis is because when you're living a certain way, I don't want to get too deep or anything like that.
Let's get deep, man.
I want to have fun, but deep is cool too, right? When you're living a certain way that's against your own nature, you start to go through the motions and you start to do things and you don't even understand necessarily why you're doing them.
Yeah.
And eventually what happens, I think, is that you either face it or you just keep going on, and then the misery compounds itself over time. So, there's plenty of people in the corporate type world, especially it can be a soul crushing work where it's just cold calculated numbers.
The human it's all about the numbers, not about the human.
The human spirit, wants to, not deal with that. Correct. So that's what that is right there. It's a guy realizing, that's my depiction of what you feel when you realize, oh crap, I'm caught in this cycle.
Yes.
And you want to break out of it.
And two, playing in the band, it's like it's ironic that you become this thing that you said you're like I'll never be a part of
corporate man,
corporation-y, like I'll never be part of the corporate machine, man, So but too, like, and we kind of have this conversation is that you graduate college, student loans come, and you're like, well.
Yep.
The $4 I made at our show last night.
And there's
not going to cut.
there's a John Lennon quote that I remind myself, and it's life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
Can you say that again?
Yeah.
Listen.
So, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
Yeah.
And
it's so true.
I remind myself of that because, we can get caught up in that hamster wheel, And life is happening right now. It's always happening. Yeah. And we have to enjoy what we have right now. And yes, plan for the future, obviously. Mm-hmm. But don't get caught up in what could be.
Yeah.
And I think that's why that happens to certain people, because they're doing something that is against who they are.
Who they are, the human being.
And you found out relatively young,
Yeah, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky that again, I met all this IBB stuff. It saved me. I mean, and that's another thing too. Is I randomly met a guy in a plane. Mm-hmm. Said you need a brand, and and it's so like, and I didn't realize like Bro Dylan is your brand, and for your brand for your band, just kind of. But it was when IBB was born. I still was doing same exact products, same exact service, same exact office, same exact, like literally nothing changed, but how I approached, like how I felt about it completely changed. Because IBB, like, it could be anything. Now I can be creative. Now I can be myself. Now I don't have to hide my story.
Right.
Now I don't hide, take pride.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's a thing already, but like that to me, like that's what happened. I was hiding who I was, what made me happy, because I felt like it was supposed. If you're going to be successful, you can't have fun anymore.
Right.
If you want to,
that's not true.
Yeah, if you want to be yourself, go play in a band and live in grandma's basement. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, but too, like you're living proof that like, hey, you can do both.
You got to balance.
You know what I'm saying? But like, take pride in the things you're not
right.
Your story of, like, for example, you're going to law school, and then again you identified, this is not for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Instead of, well, this is not for me, but maybe 5 years from now it will be.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I could see that it wasn't for me. And
you said I'm out.
I said I'm out. Yeah, because
which is smart. Smart.
Unless you want to be a lawyer. But if you don't go to law school.
Well, dude, like being a lawyer, like for Corey Hinton's my attorney, and he is awesome. I actually met with him this morning. He loves what he does.
You have to.
He loves what he does, and it comes. not only comes through in the results he gets for you, with when you need him to do something, but also too, it's just, there's a passion where it's just like no task is too big for him.
Right.
Like he will say, we're gonna figure this out.
No doubt.
So, sorry, man.
Well, I got
inspired me so much. I'm sorry.
I got off topic with the top three.
Yeah.
But one of the top threes that I'll start with, and it's kind of a segue. We were just talking about it, but it's balance. Finding balance in everything you do in life, because no matter what you're doing, you're striking a balance somewhere.
Yes.
It's like, okay, yeah, I do the band. I love the band. It's my creative outlet. I write my own material. We go out and we play and we promote it, and we play some of the best venues in town, and we have fun playing our own music. That's great. Yeah. But I also balance that with my own business. And I need something that will keep me from living in Grandma's basement. Right? You know what I mean? Because I
love you, Grandma, but
I love Grandma, but I can't. She fattened me up.
Dude, I gained like 40 pounds with my grandma.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I would get really fat, but
I just did. So it's all good. All right, sorry.
But balance is key to everything. So I think that's one of my top things I remind myself is to balance my get a run in the morning, spend an hour a day reading something, work on something different. Learn new things as often as possible. Spend time with your friends and family and your loved ones, and surround yourself with them. Don't be a workaholic guy who's going to find himself in a crisis eventually, and or never. Yeah. And don't be someone that is so passionate about one thing that they neglect everything else in their life.
Right.
Right. A lot of famous and successful people were so focused on one thing that they ruined everything else in their lives with their families and whatever. But then you have a guy like Ben Franklin, who was probably one of my idols and one of the most balanced people of all time. I mean, he had virtues that he lived by, and he had a way of dealing with life that I find beautiful. So balance.
Balance.
Find it.
Be like Ben Franklin.
Be like Ben.
And Bro Dylan. Be like Ben Franklin and Bro Dylan.
Same thing.
And have balance. So that's your own personal...
That's number one, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
My one
Very
thing.
good.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, well, yeah. Thank you so much for that.
Mm-hmm.
Come back and join us for part 2 and part 3, because that's what a trilogy is. So, and so, again, use balance. Look into all the areas of your life and make sure that you're cutting out the parts that kill your soul.
No doubt.
But also to understand that certain parts, in order to get what you want in life, you got to do a lot of what you don't want to necessarily do.
That's true.
But that's balance.
That's balance. It's exactly. Boom. Expand.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much. Come back for our next episode. But until next time,
stay burn proof.